Hiya, how you doing? I hope you have your cup of tea because it's friggin' freezing today here in London. Get yourself a nice brew and happy Freaky Friday. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Hinstas. And if you're new, welcome too. And on this Freaky Friday, we're going to talk about Chiron going direct in the cardinal fire sign Aries, the dates for which are December 16th, 2020 to July 16th, 2021. Chiron did officially go direct a couple days ago, in fact, but as I often say, we may like to keep in mind that planets, or asteroids, go, when they are going direct out of retrograde, they don't necessarily immediately switch energy on the official direct date. There is what I call the fizzle. Chiron could still be in the retrograde energies for a couple of weeks or more. It's quite slow as well, so it could really be weeks or a month or two, even for some people, before the Chiron direct energy is felt. It's kind of similar actually to when Mars went direct, and how in this particular 2020-2021 astro year, I feel Mars is going to take also much longer to get back into that direct drive. You can check out my Mars direct video for more on that. On July 16th, 2021, by the way, Chiron then retrogrades again around 1 a.m. here in the UK. So what is Chiron briefly? Well, most often Chiron is called the wounded healer, referring to the particular myth of the centaur Chiron. I did make a video on Chiron rising if you want some more information on that. Chiron is part of what I view as the Centaurian archetypes, which includes Sagittarius, Pisces, Jupiter, and Ophiuchus. Chiron is also about keys, and the symbol for Chiron in the birth chart even looks like a key. It's an archetype of, through healing, helping others unlock the doors that they need to get through. It's also an archetype of teaching and providing the tools for self-healing, but a kind of teaching that inherently expects nothing back, and it is not done with a sense of authority or propagation or even belief. It's kind of like free medicine, which we have the free will to take or to leave. Chiron is also a sort of fleeting archetype, like a helper temporarily entering the home to help out and then leaving with some haste. And one of the shadow sides of Chiron is that it also represents sometimes choosing not to help someone, even though the key to help that someone or help that something, that situation maybe, is so easily possessed. And it's coming out of some non-earthly and sometimes mischievous desire that just doesn't want to help. And what is Aries then? Well, again, very briefly, this is the ram archetype, or the bulldozer, or the creative initiator, often called the magician, or the warrior, or the baby. And being the first sign of the zodiac, Aries marks the start of the astro year, both the literal northern hemisphere spring as well as the collective spiritual spring. I also associate Aries with the meerkat because it's like keen and fast and funny, and most often on this sort of high lookout for the next stretch of land, as well as being on the lookout for any potential threats. By the way, if you like this video and what I do, please do consider giving this vid a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I also want to big up my collaboration with my friend Alvia on our new YouTube channel, Mercurial Mystics, where we talk about all sorts of topics, including, most recently, aliens. Do give us a sub if you're into it. Also, there is just a few days of Sagittarius season left right now, so if you're a Sag Sun, you can still take advantage of my discount. That's 20% off all my services. You can also purchase a reading with this discount for a Sag Sun loved one. So you can check the details below for more on that. Alrighty, back to Chiron. So actually, not everyone has even a Chiron placement in their birth chart. This is because the asteroid Chiron wasn't discovered until October 18th, 1977, I believe that's the date. But even if you don't have Chiron in your natal astrology, everyone alive now does have Chiron transiting some part of their chart. So I'd love for you to leave us a comment below. Where is Chiron right now in your chart? Today, Chiron's around 4 degrees of Aries. Again, it's very slow, so it's going to be on that degree for a while. So yeah, look for 4 degrees Aries in your chart and see which house it's in right now. So one of the key downloads I got for today's video and this Chiron going direct transit is this. No longer being able to give freebies. Alrighty, some of you need to hear this. No longer being able to give freebies. Now, this obviously can translate in a myriad of ways and has to apply to your specific personal situation and your chart, of course. For example, you could be a business person or a healer or just like a busybody type of person who overdid it while Chiron was in retrograde. And the retrograde was since July 12th, 2020, at 9 degrees Aries was when it started. And very interestingly, when Chiron started to retrograde officially, it was conjunct Mars, which at the time was 8 degrees direct in Aries. Maybe during the retrograde then, you gave too much of your free time or too many of your good innovative ideas, or you helped too many people get ahead. The problem herein is that you may not have given equal or even any help to yourself and your own innovation, your own initiation, your own independence. Now, as Chiron goes direct, it's about time to stop overgiving. Not simply because you're giving more than you're receiving, which a lot of the signs even can represent, Virgo, Pisces, Cancer. It's not simply because you're giving more than you're receiving, but because Chiron pulls us to spend time understanding our own wounds, and right now it's Aries type wounds. And without that chironic self-care, or sometimes this is shadow work, we run the risk of severely setbacking our spirit and sort of starving our spirit of experience. One interesting thing about Chiron and this direct transit is that it's currently trining Venus, which is over in Sagittarius. The trine, which lasts from right now until around December 26th, 2020, is going to be strongest between December 19th and 21st. And this is really presenting, I think, a real favorable potentiality. It's a trine, and a trine is, a blessing, gift, an easy opportunity for magical things to happen. But it's also presenting a conversation between Aries and Sagittarius, these two fire signs. And this conversation, I'm feeling, is bringing up themes of wisdom over wrath and freedom over foolishness, especially a particular chironic foolishness, which involves an oversaving of other people or other situations and things. It doesn't have to be people, but like oversaving, like trying to save the day, and what I'm calling a Superman syndrome. More broadly, as Chiron transits Aries all the way into July 2021, I feel we're going to be giving others shine and letting others win, so long as you too are remaining on your track and being your authentic self. And this is most important in the February-July part of 2021 and this transit, when we will be well, especially by July, well into the metal ox year, with the Zhonghua New Year beginning on February 12th, 2021, during Aquarius season, actually. Let's also consider this Chiron transit in relation to the remaining phase of the metal rat year, which is the overarching energy we're in right now, and which is lasting until officially February 2021. The rat and its energies are therefore starting right now to forge us through the astro-winter. This is made up of what I'm calling the climb, the figuring out of things, and then the sleep. Climb, figuring things out, and sleep, aka Capricorn, Aquarius, and finally Pisces seasons. This is like the rat's last time to shine through those energies of industriousness, calculation, and ultimately hibernation. Finally then, let's talk a little bit about Aries suns and Aries risings especially, I feel are going to be most profoundly affected by this Chiron transit. I'm reading this as you gorgeous souls coming out of surgery, sort of going back, because it's going back, out of a retrograde, we're going back to the boardroom. We've had our rest, we've had our self-reflection, back into the boardroom now. And whenever I think of Aries energy, generally I like to use the example of Lord Alan Sugar, who you might know is on the British version of the TV show The Apprentice. And Lord Sugar, who I believe is also an Aries sun, I might be wrong, he really represents a certain epitome of Aries energy, or even the Emperor archetype in the tarot. I mean, he's literally apprentice types, like Dragon's Den types, are literally sat in chairs in that imperial sort of energy, just like in the Rider-Waite deck, tarot deck, the Emperor card. But the Chironic edge here then is like, while you're now showing up in this spiritual boardroom, or you're about to, Chiron is slow, so you might still need some more time to deal with the fizzle of the retrograde energies, right? But you're showing up in this spiritual boardroom. You are then assuming a position both of power, but also one of teaching others about assertion and also uniqueness and also entrepreneurial savvy. So you see the combination here of Aries and Chironic energies. But to be effective for others and also, of course, for ourselves, we have to reflect on to what extent we've managed our over-helping, or as I said earlier, over-saving tendencies while neglecting our own standing and our own birthright. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little vid on the Chiron transit. I'd love to hear your insight and experiences, and wishing each and every one of you a nice Freaky Friday and a great start to your weekend. Love you very much. Take care. Mwah.